Hi, and welcome to class number 2 of the free master course series, Psychology 101. This course is designed for small business owners to help them understand humans just a little bit better in order to improve their brand strategy. I am Janelle Botts, owner of Janelle Botts Brand Strategy, and I am your branding expert today, sharing with you how to use psychology when building your brand strategy. And today we're going to talk about Maslow and his hierarchy and needs and how that impacts your core messaging framework. As we learned in the first lesson, Maslow believes that everybody is motivated by a desire to improve themselves and improve the world around them, that there is greater meaning behind of why we do what we do. And he is famous for his hierarchy of needs. Maslow says that we are all motivated by very basic human needs, all the way from the need to sleep and drink water, all the way up to achieving our full potential and achieving what he calls self actualization. And in each of the levels in the hierarchy, there are different levels of human needs that need to be satisfied in order for us to move up the hierarchy. Now, this theory has evolved over time, and it's not so much in a strict and rigid hierarchy as it is in a just a reference of how basic needs build upon or higher needs build upon these basic needs. Now, for our physiological level of human needs, these are the very basic, and I'm not talking about how you're just too hungry to sit through a meeting at work today. We're talking about the hunger level, which exists on a survival level. This is the level where you don't know where your next meal is coming from, or you don't know where you're going to sleep tonight. And so most of our clients are not struggling to achieve these physiological needs. And so when we use Maslow's hierarchy of needs within our brand strategy, we're really talking about the safety and higher needs. Now, Maslow originally said that most people don't ever achieve self actualization. It's just something that we're always striving for, but never achieve. And I don't buy into that theory. I think that as individuals, we all have different. Points of self actualization. For example, motherhood would be a self actualization moment for me. And being the best mother that I can be is the top of my period, that self actualization. Now, there are times, and you've heard before, where you've got to take care of yourself before you can take care of others. And this is kind of a play off of Maslow's hierarchy of needs. And so sometimes I slip down the pyramid if I am not feeling well, or I've got other stressors in my life, or I've got other sags in my self esteem, for example, and I might slip down the pyramid and I'll need to take care of myself before I can climb back up. And I feel like another one of my self actualization moments was service to my country through my time in the military. And again, I moved up and down this pyramid as I continued to satisfy that need for self actualization within my service to country. And so, as you view this, it's not necessarily a one and done kind of thing where everything on that level has to be met in order to go to the next one. But there is a lot of fluctuation, and this is important in understanding our audience because they too are motivated by these very basic human needs. They are somewhere in this pyramid, they're moving up and down. And what's super important to understand is that This is what they're actually in the market for. We talk about the desired emotional state of our customers, our clients after their experience with us. And that is all rooted within Maslow's hierarchy of needs. And that's exactly how you're going to find that motivating need within that pyramid for your audience. You're going to ask yourself, what is that desired emotional state that you want your customers to experience after their time with you is complete? So what think about what problem your product or service solves for your customers. And all of these answers are rooted in your audience's pain points, your desired outcome for them, the obstacles that they're facing, and essentially almost what their self-actualization moment might be. Now, I said that understanding your audience's core human needs feeds into your core messaging framework for your brand. And when we think about our core messaging framework, it includes these six different aspects of our audience: who they are, what they struggle with, their pain points is going to also going to be their why now moment, that moment where they just decide to enter the decision making process to eventually do business with you or a company like you. What are their existing options, the difference that your brand provides, the actual benefit that they get, that tangible product or service, and then the emotional benefit. What human need gets on that pyramid, gets satisfied through your business. And so, as an exercise, I want you to take the time to write a paragraph out for each of these pieces of the framework. This is not something that you're going to copy and paste anywhere. You're not going to use it as a social media caption. But what it does is it provides a foundation as you develop messaging for your audience. And now let's do another exercise. Now that you've got an idea of what that desired emotional outcome is, and I want you to fill in the blanks. My target audience doesn't need blank, your whatever it is you're selling. What they actually need is, and it's that human need in that hierarchy, and I help them achieve that through what I'm selling. For instance, it might be my target's audience doesn't need business coaching. What they actually need is confidence within their industry. And I help them achieve that through business coaching. So, here are some examples of human needs that your audience might be seeking, where there might be feeling a deficit that they need to fulfill. Maybe it's good health, if you're maybe an exercise coach or a therapist. Employment, maybe you help people find jobs. They might need empowerment, praise, recognition, a sense of value, respect, feelings of accomplishment, freedom in their life, a confidence boost. Maybe they need personal growth or to realize their strength. They need to have input or the opportunity for self expression. Maybe they're seeking authentic relationships or to be a part of something meaningful or to feel a part of a community. So this will help you get started with that brainstorming part of the exercise where you're trying to decide what that desired emotional outcome, what human need you're fulfilling for your audience. And then also, before you even get to what that human need is getting to know your audience and knowing where their emerging needs are, understanding where they're coming from, that why now moment. All right, so let's do a couple of examples. Like I said, we as business owners are probably um, working at fulfilling needs within the top three tiers of the pyramid. And that's not always the case, but as a general rule, our people are not um, looking for a place to sleep tonight. Um, they're probably not in the market for anything that we are selling if they are. So let's pretend like we're a car salesman and a wedding photographer. Okay. We're selling cars, we're selling photography services, but what are we actually selling? Well, again, it all depends on our audience. Let's say that we could be selling we're selling cars. For example, we might have two different types of audiences. Maybe our audience are the young, single business people, men, women, who just got a pay raise and now they want to spend, they've always had this dream car. They want to um, show off their status and their pride in everything they've accomplished through a nice car. And in our core messaging, we're going to be using words that are edgy, luxury messaging that highlights high-end features of the car, how fast it can go, the quality of the speakers, the sleek paint job, the leather seats, all of these high-end features. We're going to talk about the speed of the car, the high end quality, and the status that it's going to provide the driver. We might be selling the exact same car, but to a family with young children. And they don't care how fast the car can go or if the speakers can get super loud. They're looking for peace of mind. They're looking for reliability, stability, safety um, for their in their purchase. Whereas the first customer is looking for a opportunity to express their status, to celebrate their accomplishments. And your other target audience is looking for reliability, for safety. And in your core messaging, you're going to talk more about the safety features, the comfort of the vehicle, the reliability. Your voice is going to be mature and easy, not this like high impact experience, but a very easy experience. You're going to talk about how the gas mileage is going to save you money. And so we go back here. My target audience doesn't need a car. What they actually need is peace of mind for their family. And I'm going to help them achieve that with a vehicle. See where we're going with this? And it impacts how you talk to to your audience and what kind of messaging you put out in the world to them. Let's give another example of the wedding photographer. So there might be two different types of brides, for example. You've got the one who has wants the dream storybook wedding. She reads nothing but Vogue and all these high-end magazines. She's spent money is no object. She wants it all and she wants the high-end luxury experience. And so in your messaging, what she needs is exclusivity in her personal moments. She wants elevated experiences. She wants a chance to for self expression within a very luxurious experience. Okay. So in your messaging, you're going to talk about luxury. You're going to emphasize the VIP experience, your connections within the industry, and other high end weddings that you have photographed. Your messaging is going to be about the status and elevated experiences, the high end quality of the weddings that you serve, and the exclusivity of the services that you provide. Whereas you might have another bride who values more the intimate family moments. Her goals within her wedding are more about a cherished experience with loved ones. And so she might also have a grand, humongous wedding, but her desire, her needs that she needs filled are different than the high-end luxury brides. So then in your messaging, it's going to be about cherished experiences, creating moments, the ease of using you as her a photographer, the family connection, the intimacy of what your wedding photography means to you, and then also delivering something that's an heirloom experience that she can continue and pass on for generations. So let's go back up to here. My target audience doesn't need photography. What they actually need is an intimate family memory experience. I help them achieve that through wedding photography. And that human need will drive how you speak to your audience, um, and connect with them and to help them feel like you understand them. So the hard truth is, people, that customers do not need what you're selling. There's something at the root of being a human that's left unsatisfied, or there's some kind of emerging desire, emerging new desire in their lives as they're trying to move up towards their self actualization, towards being their full self, reaching their full potential, or being a part of something bigger than themselves. Okay. They want to feel a certain way, and they are out there shopping and making these decisions in order to feel that way. And that unsatisfied need is what's driving behavior. That is what's motivating them to act. No one needs what you're selling, they need something more human. So, how are you going to use this in your branding? Once you know that basic human need that's motivating your audience, you can start leveraging it in your messaging. Reach them at that why now moment and let them know that you actually understand it, and you're not just understand them, and you're not just selling them a transactional opportunity. You are you're filling this deficit that they have, or meeting them at their emerging desires at a more human level. So now this is more of a human experience. It's more fulfilling, and more meaningful than just buying something. So show them that you understand them, show them that you are their guide, meet them at that place. And that concludes the second lesson of the free master course series, Psychology 101. Make sure you go back to episode 1 if you haven't already seen it, the Intro to Humans, where I talk about all the different perspectives of psychology and what motivates humans to behave. Next up, we're going to kind of hop into philosophers rather than psychology, and talk about Aristotle's principles of motivation and how you can use them to guide your call to actions within your brand messaging. Thanks for joining me, and I'll see you next episode.